Hey guys, welcome back to another Disc Golf Examiner disc review. Today we have a triple parter for you. Yeah, got Cody to my left, he's our big arm today. We got Lenny to our right, a local intermediate player. How you doing, Lenny?
Doing pretty good.
Good, glad to hear it. Now today we have the Trespass, the Dynamic Discs Trespass, in the Lucid, Fuzion, and BioFuzion plastics. It's going to be a three-parter. We're going to see which one of these best suits whoever's arm speed. Now, my first thought is Lucid typically is more overstable out of the box, right?
Yeah, typically how it works is the Lucid is the most overstable unless you throw a Moonshine in there. Moonshine is typically a little bit more overstable than that. Then the Fuzion plastics, like the next step in stability, and then finally the BioFuzion is the most understable out of the three.
Well, that's cool. We're going to see if that holds up. And let's go ahead and start off with the profiles.
The Trespass in general has a slight dome to it, not too pop top. It has a shallow rim, and it has a slight wide rim, but not your typical wide rim driver. The Trespass in the Lucid plastic has a nice slick grip, but not too slippery where your hand's gonna slip off. The BioFuzion plastic for the Trespass has a nice gummy grip. It's really something that will be good on colder days. The Trespass in the Fuzion plastic has a nice hybrid between the two Lucid and BioFuzion. It has a nice tacky grip, but it has the smooth finish like a Lucid plastic. When I threw the Lucid Trespass on a hyzer, it held the hyzer line the entire length. When I threw the Fuzion Trespass on a hyzer, it stayed a little bit straighter, but then hyzered at the finish. Whenever I threw the BioFuzion Trespass, I threw it on a hyzer and it flipped up the flat, carried nice and straight for pretty much the entire length of the flight, and then had a little skipped left finish at the end.
When throwing the Fuzion on a hyzer angle, I felt that the disc came out of the box too fast for me. Lucid Trespass, as throwing it on a hyzer line, it was more stable out of the gate. So when throwing the BioFuzion Trespass, it had a lot more glide.
When I threw the Fuzion on a flat, it cruised. It went nice and straight for the majority of the flight with just a little left finish at the end. Whenever I threw the Lucid, it kind of just stayed nice and straight and then had just a little bit hyzer finish at the end and slid OB. We're working with a little bit of wind, and whenever I threw the Bio, it kind of floated up and down, but still turned over a little bit.
So throwing a BioFuzion Trespass on a flat release, it went the furthest out of all the Trespasses that we do have. The Lucid Trespass, which is the more overstable disc, hooked up hard at the end. When throwing the Fuzion Trespass, it stayed straight for a good bit before dumping at the end.
When I threw the Trespass on an anhyzer, the Lucid one, it held pretty stable, didn't want to flex out too hard, and then hyzered out at the finish over the road. When I threw the Fuzion Trespass, it flexed just a little bit and then finished reliably to the left. When I threw the BioFuzion Trespass, it was awesome. It flexed out nice and wide, carried a long way, and then hyzered out at the very finish.
Throwing the Fuzion Trespass on an anhyzer line, it basically did an S just like a Sidewinder would do, and then faded hard to the left. So when throwing the Lucid Trespass, I felt that disc came out of the box way too fast for me on an anhyzer line, and it basically just hooked hard left. So throwing the BioFuzion Trespass, not as fast out of the gate, but it still held the anhyzer line. As it flattened, it stabled out towards the end.
When I threw the BioFuzion Trespass, I tried to throw it on a roller. I didn't get it quite stood up long enough, but you know, it's a little bit more understable, so it didn't cut roll immediately. It kind of held that nice cut line, but didn't stand up all the way. When I threw the Fuzion Trespass with a forehand, it stayed nice and straight, went a long way, and then hyzered out towards the finish. When I threw the Lucid Trespass on a forehand, it was more overstable than the Fuzion, and it hyzered out for the majority of the flight.
When I threw the Fuzion Trespass on a sidearm throw, it hyzered out, and it actually finished with a nice roll for me. BioFuzion Trespass on a sidearm throw. Straight flying, it was smooth. The Lucid, it was more overstable than the other two discs, and it hooked up a lot harder at the end for me.
And that's how we threw the Dynamic Discs Trespass in the Lucid, Fuzion, and BioFuzion plastics. Once again, weight is, for that one,
It's 174.
this one's 175.
169.
169. So the lighter weight of all of them is the BioFuzion. Pretty interesting. What did you think of the discs overall, Cody? Do you have a favorite?
Yeah, I mean, I already bag a Trespass. They're great discs. They're the type of discs that you can put on any line, use in any kind of situation. You know, true to the form of the plastics, you know, the Lucid is definitely the most overstable of the three. The Bio is definitely the most understable, and it helps that it's a little bit lighter weight. You know, the BioFuzion, I think, is definitely the furthest flying of the three. It crushes. But you know, like you saw, I can throw it on a roller, a forehand, and then you can shape any kind of shot you want with them. So Trespass is definitely something that I bag, and I think a lot of players could see it bagging it.
Absolutely. What do you think about the Trespass, Lenny? You said you just purchased the one recently, right?
I purchased the Lucid Air Trespass.
It's the one we don't have here.
Yes. But from throwing the BioFuzion Trespass, this disc was probably the furthest disc that I was able to throw. It held on all its lines from the anhyzer to the hyzer, and it was stable enough out of the gate for me to throw.
So the BioFuzion is the one you'd pick out of the three?
Yes.
Okay, very cool. Very cool. Well, you know what? Actually, I'm with you on this one because this is the one that I throw. I throw the BioFuzion myself. I think that it's a great disc. I think the plastic really makes that shot go a lot further. I can turn over the disc a little bit more than I could with either of the other two plastics. So for my lower arm speed, that's what I would suggest as well. So I'm glad we're all in agreement here on this.
For sure, and you know, you can carry more than just one in your bag, you know, depending on the type of shot that you're looking. You know, if you want something to finish a little bit more left, you know, go with the Lucid. But you know, if you want some more turn, you know, look for the different plastics. So something you can carry in your bag in any type of plastic.
Yeah, multiple different types of plastic. It would actually help your case. So, all right, guys. Well, that's going to do it for our review. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I wanted to say special thank you to Dynamic Discs for sending us the Lucid for review today. It's awesome that you guys sent us discs. So, all right, guys, remember to like us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube,
And share it.
share it, comment. We love it whenever you guys interact with us online. It's fantastic. So, Lenny, thanks again for joining us today.
You're welcome.
All right, guys. Well, until next week, keep banging
banging
those
those chains.
chains. Is that a no trespassing sign over there? Is this legal?